Welcome back to Vibe Vision, the channel where the roar of classic engines meets modern power and timeless design. Today we're diving deep into a legend that defined American muscle and continues to set hearts racing nearly 6 decades later, the 1966 Ford Mustang Supercharged. This isn't just any vintage pony. It's a perfect blend of classic styling and raw, boosted power that brings the past and present together in one breathtaking machine. When you first lay eyes on this Mustang, it's hard not to stop and stare. The 1966 model year carried forward the iconic first-generation design that had already become a sensation just 2 years after the Mustang's debut. But this one, with a supercharged heart beating under the hood, stands apart from the rest. The exterior immediately commands attention. Every line, every curve tells a story of speed and strength. The long, sculpted hood, the aggressive front fascia, and the unmistakable Mustang grille with the galloping horse emblem. It's pure Americana on 4 wheels. The paintwork on this car gleams under the light, often finished in a deep metallic tone like candy apple red, Wimbledon white, or night mist blue, colors that defined the era but still turn heads today. The chrome bumpers reflect the world around them like polished mirrors, while the body lines stay faithful to the original Mustang proportions, compact, muscular, and endlessly stylish. You can't help but admire the way this car balances elegance with aggression. Many Restomod builders take things a step further with subtle but powerful upgrades, things like modern LED headlights hidden inside those classic round housings, or staggered alloy wheels wrapped in performance tires that fill the fenders just right. Those upgraded wheels not only enhance the stance but also give this vintage pony the grip it deserves. The overall stance is lower, meaner, and more planted, the look of a car that means business. Walk to the rear, and that same sense of purpose continues. The triple-segment taillights glow with unmistakable Mustang DNA, while the dual exhaust tips remind you that this isn't just a museum piece. This car was built to run, to roar, and to make its presence known wherever it goes. The 1966 model's rear design remains one of the cleanest and most balanced in Mustang history. Symmetrical, simple, and yet so commanding. Now let's lift that hood and talk about what truly transforms this Mustang into a supercharged beast. Underneath lies a power plant that's far from ordinary. While the original 1966 Mustangs came with engines ranging from a modest inline-6 to a 289 cubic inch V8, this build takes performance to another level entirely. Sitting proudly in the engine bay is a modern or heavily upgraded V8 fitted with a supercharger system, a mechanical force-feeding setup that crams more air into the combustion chambers, unlocking massive power gains. The whine of the supercharger is an addictive sound all on its own. It starts with a faint whistle at idle and builds into a ferocious scream as you push down the throttle. The moment you hear it, you know this Mustang is something special. Depending on the build, power figures can easily reach anywhere between 500 and 700 horsepower, turning what was once a stylish cruiser into a genuine street weapon. On the road, that power transforms every drive into an experience that's both thrilling and intimidating. The supercharged V8 responds instantly. There's no hesitation, no lag, just raw torque ready to pin you back in your seat. The acceleration is explosive, sending this classic coupe rocketing forward with modern sports car levels of performance. Yet despite the immense power, the car retains that vintage character. The mechanical feel of the shifter, the rumble of the exhaust, and the slight vibrations that remind you this machine is alive. The upgraded suspension keeps things in control. While the original 66 Mustang had a fairly simple setup by today's standards, modern builders often swap in coilovers, upgraded sway bars, and disc brakes all around to handle the new levels of speed and grip. The result is a car that corners sharper and stops harder without losing its classic charm. It feels tighter, more composed, and yet still raw enough to give you that analog driving thrill that's missing from most modern vehicles. Steering, though improved, maintains that heavy, direct sensation that makes classic cars so engaging. You feel every bit of the road through the wheel, the imperfections, the grip, the connection between tire and tarmac. It's the kind of feedback that makes you an active part of the drive, not just a passenger behind the wheel. The exhaust note is nothing short of symphonic. With a supercharged V8, you get a deep, throaty growl at low revs, escalating into a sharp, ferocious roar as the revs climb. Every gear change comes with a satisfying bark, and when you lift off the throttle, the engine crackles and burbles like it's celebrating its own power. It's an orchestra of combustion, and every note is pure adrenaline. Now, even though performance is the main star, the interior deserves its moment too. Step inside, and you're greeted with that unmistakable 1960s layout. Dual cowl dashboard, chrome accents, and round gauges that look like fine watch faces. The steering wheel is large, classic, and elegant, often finished in wood or polished metal. Modern touches might include digital gauges or upgraded infotainment systems discreetly integrated into the dash, but the spirit of the original design is always preserved. The seats, whether original-style buckets or custom leather replacements, provide a balance between comfort and support. Builders often retain the vintage stitching patterns while adding bolstering and high-quality materials. It's a blend of nostalgia and practicality, old-school aesthetics with modern-day comfort. The cabin is simple but purposeful, reminding you that this car was built for driving, not for distraction. Behind the wheel, the visibility is excellent thanks to the thin pillars and wide glass, a reminder of how open and airy classic cars used to feel. The analog gauges flicker with life. The supercharger whine seeps through the firewall and the exhaust rumbles in the background. Every sense is alive. You don't just drive this car, you experience it. When it comes to performance, the 1966 Ford Mustang Supercharged doesn't just honor its legacy, it redefines it. The combination of classic design and modern engineering gives you the best of both worlds. The raw emotion of 1960s muscle with the precision and reliability of today's performance technology. Whether you're carving through mountain roads, idling through downtown streets, or opening it up on a straightaway, this Mustang delivers a sense of freedom that few machines can match. It's more than just a car. It's a statement, a symbol of American creativity, engineering, and passion for speed. Every bolt, every polished panel, every turn of the wrench that went into transforming this car into a supercharged masterpiece reflects a love for driving that transcends generations, owning or even riding in a supercharged 1966. Mustang is like touching a piece of history, except this piece of history breathes fire. It's a reminder of why the Mustang became a cultural icon in the first place, and why enthusiasts still chase that same thrill today. So when you see this car rumbling down the street, the blower whining, the exhaust crackling, and that pony emblem gleaming in the sunlight, remember, this isn't just a restored classic. It's the past reborn with power, attitude, and heart. The 1966 Ford Mustang Supercharged isn't merely a car. It's an experience. One that captures everything we love about the golden age of muscle, amplified for the modern era. This is Vibe Vision, where every drive has a story and every legend gets its time to shine. Thanks for watching, and if you're as captivated by this blend of old-school style and modern performance as we are, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of timeless machines brought back to life.